Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to change the character mesh in Survival Game Kit. We're going to be retargeting, so we'll take the animations included with Survival Game Kit and convert it so they can be used with your character's skeleton. Quick note, if your new character uses the UE4 skeleton, you do not need to retarget. All you have to do is go to your new character's skeleton. So for me this is here, but mine isn't a UE4 skeleton. But to check if yours is a UE4 skeleton, open it up, then open up the mannequin included with Survival Game Kit. So that will be in skeletal, then mannequin skeleton, and we'll look at the skeleton tree. Now if you look at the skeleton tree here and here, if they're both the same on your character, ignoring these slots or sockets, sorry, then yours is probably a UE4 skeleton. If that is the case, all you have to do is delete the skeleton it came with. When the replace option comes up, search for man, and you can replace it with the mannequin by just pressing replace references. This will only work if you're using a UE4 character. So that's just a side note. But for this video, we'll be retargeting. Quick note, you will need a 3D modeling program to follow this video, either Maya, Max or Blender. Blender's free, so if you don't have a 3D modeling program, you might want to check that out. I'm going to be using 3ds Max. I don't know how to use Blender or Maya, so if you're using those programs, you'll have to try and find some more information about those. So to get started, we're going to go to our included mannequin skeleton, so Survival Game Kit, meshes, skeletal, and it's right here at the bottom. Once we're in here, we're going to go to retarget manager. We're going to select rig and make sure that we set select human rig. Then we're going to go to modify pose, use current pose, and we're going to go to character, bones, and show all hierarchy. Now our mannequin is in an A pose like this. But my new character is in a T pose. So what we need to do is move the arms so our mannequin is in a T pose. If your character is already in an A pose, then you can probably skip this part. But for me, I'm going to have to adjust the arms quickly. So we're just going to straighten these up. You can spend a little bit more time getting this to be more precise, because the quality of the job you do here will affect your retarget. If the arms aren't lined up well, then that can cause problems, mainly with the wrists. So that's something to be aware of. Some of these bones can be very finicky to select. There we go. So I'm just going to rotate it that. And I'll rotate it down as well. Again, you can spend way more time getting this to be precise. I'm just doing it quickly for the video, but this will do. So I'm going to select modify pose, use current pose, and we'll save. Next, we're going to go to our new character's skeleton. So we'll open that up, then go to retarget manager, select rig, select humanoid rig. Now here is going to be completely dependent on your own skeleton. I'm using the Mixamo character, so I will link in the description the information that has what bones I need to set for each one of these. But if you're using a custom skeleton, you will need to go through and basically pick the bone that's closest on your character to the bone over on the source here. So that will be down to you. It will be specific to your character, so you'll have to go through that. I'm going to quickly pause the video while I fill these out because it's a bit long-winded, so I'll be back in a moment. So once we've filled that out, we need to then click Show Advanced, and we have to go through now and do all of the individual finger joints. Again, if you're doing a Mixamo character, this info is in the link in the description. If you're doing a custom character, you're going to have to pick out your bones yourself. So once we've got that done, we want to save. Then we're going to go to Showcase, and we're going to go Survival Game Kit, Animations, Aim Offsets, and we're going to select the AO rifle, rifle center, down and up, and we're going to delete these. The reason we do this is, for some reason, I don't know why, the retargeting in Unreal just crashes as soon as it tries to do these animations. It won't affect what we're doing today because we use procedural animations for these weapons anyway, but it's just something to be aware of. I'm just going to delete those. It might take a moment to load. So once that's done, we're going to go to the animations folder. We're going to select filters, tick on animations, and then you're going to need to copy what I do, unticking these. So make sure yours looks like this. Then we're going to select one and do Control A. And we're going to scroll down and try and find our weapon animations because we need to unselect them. So here we're going to hold down Control and Alt and select these animations that are the weapons. Like that. Once that's done, we can double check that there aren't any more. Okay, so now we can right click, retarget anims, duplicate anim assets and retarget. Select your skeleton. It might not appear here, but don't worry about that. Then hit retarget. This may take a moment, so just let it do its thing. Once that's done, we can go to the content folder. We can turn off this filter now as well. And you can see we've got all of our new characters animations down here. Make sure you do save all, otherwise if the engine crashes or closes for some reason, you'll lose these, so do remember to save them. So once that's done, we're going to turn off our filter here, and we're going to right click the third person anim and do retarget, duplicate blueprint and retarget. We're going to select our skeleton and hit retarget. This may take a moment, so just let it do its thing. Once that's done, it will move all of it to the content folder again, so you can see all the highlighted ones are our new ones that have been added. We need to do the same thing going back to Survival Game Kit animations. We'll do the same thing for first person body, and then we'll do it again for the first person arms. So exactly the same thing. Just let it do its thing a moment, and then go back again and do it for the first person arms. Right click like that. So now we've done that, we can we'll search for our third person. We can now, you can see it's got our character as the thumbnail. We can open that up, and we've got a few errors, so we're gonna have to just go through these and fix those. So just clicking on them will take you to the problem. So the first one is our pelvis, so we're gonna select this, and we're gonna select our hips, and then we'll click the next one, and it's the same one, so that's fine. Here we want to change this from spine 1 to spine 2 here to spine 1, and then spine 3 to spine 2. So that's all fine. We'll click the next one. Hand R will be let me see, we can just search for right hand, and the same thing for the fabric node. We want to change the right hand to right hand, and upper arm right is right arm, which is right arm there. Then this one we need to change the hand again to right hand, and then the same here. And then the same again, but for the left hand. Search for left hand. Again, obviously these are your equivalents on your custom character if you're using a custom character. So left hand again. We'll compile it again, so we just get a list of the remaining ones. So we'll click this. So again, left hand, left there. We'll do this one as well. Hand left, left. We'll compile again. So we'll click the next one on the list. Oh, we missed one here as well. So this is right hand, and here as well, clavicle. I believe this is shoulder, so that's left shoulder. We'll do these as well. So spine 1 is spine 3 is spine 2. compile one more time, and that'll give us the last one. So yeah, we missed one in here, so it's right hand, and then we'll click it again, and clavicle as well, so we need to change this to left shoulder, and then we can compile this. So we've got no more errors now, which is good. We'll save this as well. Next, we can double check that all our animations have come across, so you can see all of our characters there. Some of our empty hands animations haven't carried across, so that's fine. For this, I'm just going to use the forward hands, and we're going to find, obviously this, you want it to be your character, so make sure it's your character in the little thumbnail. I'm just going to use jog forward hands. I'll do the same for sprint. Crouch idle, I'm going to search for crouch idle, and we want to find crouch idle hands again with your character's thumbnail, and then crouch movement, I'll do forward crouch, and then we want to find crouch forward hands, and again your character in the thumbnail. Then we can just copy this whole lot and paste these into here, because these animations are just for when our character has empty hands. We don't have to change any of those. We can double check that these have all come across fine, which it looks like they have. So that's all fine. Turn in place animations look good. They're all our new character. So we should be okay in here, so we can compile and save this. Next, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but in the first person body. So we'll search first person body. We'll open this up. See, very similar situation. There's actually less stuff in here, so it won't take as long. But very quickly going through, we can go spine 1, spine 2. This one is pelvis, so this will be hips. This we want to be spine 1. That one. I'm just going through these really quickly because I don't want this to be a super long video. Head's fine because it's the same name. That should be fine. We can compile that and see. Okay, all good. So we'll go to class defaults and do exactly the same thing. We can actually, if these aren't here, oh, they are here, so that's helpful. We can check our, oh, there we go, empty upper body. What we can do here is we can actually go back to our third person, go to upper body, and then we can copy the standard animations we just filled in, and we can just paste these in here as well. Save us some time. Saves going through all that again. Then we can compile and save this. Next, we're going to go on to the first person anim, so that is this one, or the first person arms. So we'll open this up, and very similar thing again. So we'll just click the top warning, and we'll start here. So right hand, yep. We'll do this one as well. This is head, that's fine. Right hand. So yeah, right hand. Let me see. Yeah, we need to replace this one. Right hand. And then this is left hand. Make sure we don't set it to right as well. So left hand and left hand. Left hand. And then we've got a couple more down here. So again, another left hand. Yep. And we need to do this one. Right hand and clavicle. For me, that's left shoulder. This one is left hand. And we can try compiling now and see if we got them all. Oh, there's a couple more. Oh, we missed some on this node. Not sure why this is giving us an error. Clavicle not found. Give me a moment, I'll quickly check this out. So I couldn't figure out why this node was doing this. You may or may not have this same problem, so I'm just going to create a new one and we'll connect it up. So we'll set the IK bone to right, so right hand, and we'll connect this up like this is. We'll connect the elbow offset to joint target and this location up to effector location. We want to change the alpha input type to bool, and we want to set the blend times to 0.2 and 0.2, and we'll connect the right hand here up to there. If we delete that old one now, we can compile, and that's working now. Not sure why that was happening, but there we go. Next we'll select the fabric node, and head is fine, right hand, that's fine. We just need to change the upper arm to right arm, and we can compile. One more left, so we'll select this. We missed a right hand here, so right hand, compile. One more. Is this doing the same thing? Oh no, the joint target here, clavicle. This needs to be left shoulder. We can compile that, and hopefully it's all good. So we'll save that as well, and we can double check the animations again. So we'll check upper body. It's a little bit different in the first person one, but these are empty as well. So what we can do is we can do what we did before. We'll just go to the third person, copy them, and we can paste these in here to save ourselves some time. So this all looks okay. Okay, so we'll compile and save this. So once that's done, we can go to our master character. So go to, we'll scroll back up to the top here, go to survival game kit, blueprints, characters, master character. And in here, we can start changing out some of the meshes. So we'll select the mesh, we'll set this to our, mine's called SWAT. So I'll set that to here, and I'll copy this so we can set it for our first person body as well. Then we're going to set the Anim class to the ones we just created. So search for first person. We probably should have named one of them differently, but we can just try them. First, if it's T-posing, then it's the wrong one. So first person body. Oh, first person body. There we go. So you can see he's animating correctly. We can, oh, we can't copy that, but we'll select the mesh, and we know it's the top one, so we'll search first. Oh no, we want third person, so we'll try the top one. It's not that, so we'll search again, like that. So our animation's now playing on our character. Next, we need to create the arms for our character, so we'll compile and save, and you're going to need to open up your 3D modeling program. Again, if you're using Blender or Maya, I'm sorry, I don't use those programs. You'll have to try and find somewhere where this information is available. But we're going to export the arms, export the character mesh and remove the body. So we've just got the arms. So we'll do that next. So to do that, we're going to go to Showcase. I'm going to go to where I've got my new character mesh here. So we'll right click, Asset Actions, and Export. I'm going to just export mine to my export mine to my pictures because I don't think there's anything there. So I'll save it there, and we just hit export. Now I'm going to quickly open up 3ds Max and import it into there. So now I'm in the 3ds Max. I'm going to import my character, and that's our Mixamo SWAT character here. We can hit OK on this. So there's a couple of things we need to do. We want to first delete this SWAT bone. This is something that happens when you export a character mesh from the engine. So we're just going to delete that. So you want your root bone to be the same as your root bone in the engine. Second, this character has an LOD group, so I'm just going to undo that. We can just select LOD and select these, remove from set. If you don't have level of detail here, you can click this button. It'll be in this list somewhere. You just drag it onto the button and hit OK. And it'll appear there. So now I've done that, I'm just going to ungroup these like this. And I'm going to delete LOD1 because I just want the LOD0. So now we're ready. I've got my mesh selected. I'm going to go to the modifiers. I'm going to select the editable mesh here. We'll hit hold and yes. And now we can start deleting the bits we don't want. So I'm just going to delete everything else apart from our arms. You might want to do like a quick highlight to make sure there's no little bits. And this looks good. So we're going to go back to create mode, do Control A to highlight everything, and then we'll export it. I'm just going to export mine to my pictures folder, and I'm actually just going to export it as FP arms. Replace that. Then in geometry, just make sure smoothing grouped is ticked on. And then we're going to jump back to the engine. So now we're back in the engine. We can hit import, FP arms, open. Make sure that these are set like this on yours. And we're going to pick our SWAT skeleton and hit import. And we've got our arms now. So when I pick the swap skeleton, that would be your character's skeleton, by the way. Don't forget to hit save all. It will save some of our animations as well. Next up, we can go back to our master character and we can change over our arms meshes. So once we're in here, we can select the, where is it? First person arms, and we can just change these over. I think call mine FP arms like that. And we can select the Anim class and we'll search for first person arms. We'll have to, so it's not the top one, it's the second to top one, like that. And you can see we've got our arms animating now as well. So we can hit compile and save this. Next, we're going to go to your new character's skeleton tree, and what we're going to need to do is you probably want to open up the included mannequin. We basically just need to go through and add all of these sockets to your new character, including ones down here as well. To do this, these are all on the right hand, so just select the right hand, right click, add socket, and then make sure when you name the socket it is exactly the same name as they are here, and then exactly the same for the head. For these two sockets, it's on the head, and then primary socket and secondary socket are, I believe they're on the third spine. So whatever your equivalent is, you just select that. You would add a new socket, and you would call it your the same as these two sockets here. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that, so you should do the same too. So once that's done, the next few steps are going to depend fairly heavily on your character. I'm going to hit play and I'll show you what I mean. When we try to rotate, you can see we get this kind of weird effect. If that does happen for you, you need to go to the third person anim and select the rotate root bone and tick pitch and untick yaw and connect this up, and then do exactly the same thing over here. Tick pitch, untick yaw, plug that in. Then go to the first person body, and we're just going to do exactly the same thing here. Pitch and untick yaw, plug that in. I think that's the only place. Oh no, sorry, here as well. Pitch and yaw. Again, if yours didn't do that, you don't need to worry about it. So once that's done, we can save those and move on. So the next part is a little bit long. I'm not going to go through and do all of them on video because it will take a really long time, but go to blueprints, items, then to the holdable items, and here we have all of our holdable items. Now you need to go through each one individually, and so say the axe, for example, you have the animations set here. Currently they're set to the mannequin. You're going to need to go through and set them to the equivalent version for your character. Make sure you go through these thoroughly. If you miss any of them, when you equip the weapon, your character will blow up like a balloon. If this happens, you have missed an animation somewhere. You need to go through and find it. I'm not going to do this on video because it's super long-winded, but yeah, you just go through, replace all of these animations with the retargeted ones, And yeah, so pause the video here and I would suggest doing that. So once you've finished doing that, we need to go to the item list. So go to items and then item list. And again, this is a fairly long process, so you'll have to do this yourself. But if you search for weapon or holdable, you can easily find all the holdable items in here. You're going to need to go to each one, then go to holdable details, and in equip montages and unequipped, you're going to need to change these to your character's version as well, like this. You might want to change the skeleton here as well, so mine would be swap, and you'd set that as well. So you'll have to just go through and set these for each holdable item, otherwise the equipped and unequipped animations just won't play. So if you have that problem, you've probably missed something in here. So next, there's a few other things that we need to do back in our animation blueprints, so I'm going to just jump back there. First, we're going to need to find the, let me see here, the layer blend per bone. There'll be a couple of these in here, so we'll have to go through them. But first we need the neck. What I'm going to do, just so we can see our bone names, is show bone names. That will give us an idea of the bone names, so we don't have to keep switching between. So neck would be probably neck 1 for me. So neck 1. Sorry, neck, spelling it right. Neck 1. Make sure you do spell these right, because otherwise they will not work. So that's that one done. We'll go down here. This is the same. So neck 1. See if we've got more. Yeah, one down here. So this is spine 1. So I think mine is spine. Yeah, just spine. Again, capitals matter as well, so just keep that in mind. Down here we've got another one, clavicle left. So I think for me that's left shoulder. SULDER. And then we've got another one, which is another spine, so spine, like that. And that should be all of those in here, so we can compile and save this. So we just need to do the same thing in our other Anim blueprints. So I'm just going to search for first, there we go, first person arms. We'll open this up, go to Anim graph, and we just find our, see if there's any here. Yeah, we've got one here. So this is neck. Oh, I've opened the wrong one, sorry. We want the first person arms for your character. So we want this one, neck. I've forgotten. I think it's, we can enable the bones again, just so we can see the names again, like that. So yeah, it's neck 1 for me. Neck 1. And then we want to see if there's any more. So we've got another one down here. So it's again neck 1 over here. I think mine is just spine. Again, these are the names of the bones on your character. I'm using the ones from mine. And I think that's it for in here. Then lastly, we can go to the first person body and do the same thing in here. So layer blend per bone. I'm going to change this to, I'll add the names again. Where does it show? Character bones, bone names, there we go. So it's a neck 1, and I think the same, oh no, spine here, spine. I don't know if there's any more in here, doesn't look so. So we can compile and save this now. So one thing in the first person body you might want to change is, you can see our character's kind of wonky. That's because this skeleton has different rotations. Yours might not be like this, so you might just not have to worry about this, but we can select the node and we can just rotate it. We might want to rotate it back a little bit like this. So that looks okay. So we'll just compile and save this now. So next we're going to open up the slot manager. So we'll go to Windows Slot Manager, create a new group. This will be called Upper Body Left Arm Group. Then we'll right click the left arm slot here and we'll move it to Upper Body Arm Group. We'll create another group and we're basically just going to do it for each one. So we'll do Upper Body Pre-AO. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Upper Body Pre-AO. Make sure you put group at the end. And you can just right click and move that to our upper body pre-AO. Then we want lower body. Body. Oh, I keep forgetting to put group. Lower body group. We'll move lower body into there. And last one is upper body post AO group. And we'll right click and we'll move that one to there, and then we can save this. So now we can jump into the game and make sure our character's working. So I can move around and the animations seem to be working correctly. I can turn and that seems fine. So what I'm going to do is I've set the M4 up so that it has the correct equipped animation. So I'm just going to hit hold and I've got my gun, but you can see it's kind of in the wrong place. Now the reason for this is we haven't set up the IKs for our new character. I have a video on adding new ranged weapons where I go into a lot of detail about how to set this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the timestamps for the ranged weapon and for the melee weapon, so you can just check those out, go straight to the point in the video where I'm setting it up, and you can follow along with that to get your gun set up with your new character. The one thing I will say is, so say we were going to adjust the M4 now, what we would want to do is go to the items folder, so blueprints, items, then the holdable items, then we've got all of our holdables in here. If we were going to set up the M4 for the IKs, we'd open this up. You want to search for IK, and before starting you want to just go through and set all of these to 0. That's really important. Leave elbow IK alone, and then before you're able to adjust the IK in game, go to the master character and just make sure that both your third person AO is set to 0 on rotation and location, and your first person AO is also set to 0 on location and rotation. So now you're ready to follow those videos. It's exactly the same for the melee weapons, they just don't have an aimed IK, so you just go to, so I've got the axe open right now, so we'll just search IK, you can see you just reset first person and third person, and now you're ready to follow the timestamps that I'll link in the description. I go into much more detail about how to position the weapons there. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you found this helpful. Thank you for watching.